you may think that, oh, I want to study engineering. And because you think, oh, my community, you know, in Nigeria needs my skill. And when you come to the US, you will discover, oh, I think Japan needs my skill the most. Now, what would be the barrier for you to, work in Japan might be learning Japanese language. There in the university in the US, you would have the opportunity to learn more foreign languages. So language would not be a barrier for you. You will also have the opportunity to interact with Japanese there in the US and even outside the US. And you will also have the opportunity to really, really, really know who you are. I knew who I am, the stuff I'm made of, my talent, my skills. I gained my confidence at the University of Notre Dame. And I think I would have to stop here. I don't know if I've answered if I've addressed your question,
You
Tishane.
did. You did.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You did. I'll go to Lindsay now and ask her, if she could just describe how you work with educational institutions to ensure that there's accessibility of international education to individuals with disability. How does that work with you?
Again, kind of building on what Justin pointed out about how we're well positioned to offer advice and to advise. So it's educational institutions are aware of our resources and are in a position to reach out to us and say, we're developing this orientation or this application, whatever the case may be, and we are interested in making it accessible. Can you walk with us through this process and advise us on best practices so that we can incorporate them to ensure that we are putting our best foot forward and ensuring that all applicants are able to access this process to the best of their ability. And that would be wholly uncommon. So again, we would advise on these best practices. And again, when I talk about this resource library, we don't offer resources just for student applicants. We do put together, for example, there's resources up in the library about accessible Zoom meetings, and about ways to make sure that your websites are accessible for different communities. And there's just a wealth of information there that are available to these institutions as well to make sure that they are being as inclusive as possible. And yeah, I don't know if Justin wants to jump in and add anything there.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you, Justin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So as Lindsay said, yeah, we consult a little bit with universities in the U.S. Most universities in the United States, like Justice said, are pretty well acquainted with what they need to do to support students with disabilities. So we are more concerned on just the internet aspect of understanding unstable connections. So I don't know how much universities understand some of the unique aspects of international students. And then we also are working with Education USA, doing webinars and kind of supporting them on how to make their again, like Education USA plays a really important identify programs and also the testing process. And you have a right to accessible testing through entities like the Educational Testing Service, but sometimes that the way things are done and the way that things should be done a little different. And Education USA is really going to be the boots on the table that can kind of move that process forward, what it is supposed to do. Education USA is really going to be more powered to do something about that with you. So for us, a lot of the work with institutions is kind of helping them understand how their role in supporting international students with disabilities.
All right, Linz, I'm going to go back to you. So maybe my last question is going to go to Justice. So for you, how do you guys how do you address the challenges, or how do you address the challenges faced by different people with different types of disabilities? How are you able to support them, through this whole process? Everybody's different, with different special needs, with different disabilities. How are you able to put that together and be able to meet each and every individual with their specific needs?
So I think it's been really important for us to reinforce this idea that it's exactly what you said. Every person is so different, and even the experience of two people with the same disability is so different. And understanding the kind of multicultural experience of disability, how do we account for that? And I think a huge way that that's accomplished is by, again, centering the experience of the participants themselves, and kind of privileging that experience to say, again, you're the expert here. You know what's best for you, and we're here to, again, really kind of help you find a solution rather than offer the solution to